What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So today we're going to be going over Datacron Set 11. I did take a couple days to kind of analyze this. I didn't want to put a video out right away because I already changed my mind a couple times on some of these Datacrons. First of all, big shout out to CG right here for keeping the 135 Relic requirement. I hope going forward they don't change it back, but if they do change it back, don't get upset because they've done that in the past. I don't know if you guys have played long enough, but hard nodes, there was one time they increased hard node farms to eight attempts per node, and they kind of left it like that for a really long time, and then they reverted back to 5, and people got all upset. But it's like, okay, anyways, 135, I like it. I hope they keep it that way because I think it gets a lot more people engaged with datacrons. Because Relic 5 minimum can sometimes be really hard for a full team. Relic 1 and 3 I think is super achievable these days, especially with the Crate Raid. Stats. So we got health, protection. It was shields the other day, but they fixed that typo. Defense, health steal, accuracy, and crit damage. So honestly, all in all, I don't think there's any stats on here I hate. Obviously, accuracy is kind of like the oddball one. It's like, well, when is dodge coming back? And we've kind of been asking ourselves that for a while. Accuracy's been popping up a lot more recently, though. And I actually like accuracy because there's certain characters I feel like they miss way more than others. So I don't hate accuracy at all. I don't think it's a useless stat. And you know, there's a lot of characters that dodge. JTR, for example, you know, when you're fighting Rey, her mastery, she'll just start dodging. So accuracy does have its uses. It's just not. It's not as valuable. Obviously, here it's the least valued stat, but you know, not too bad. The light and dark side, a lot of these are reused, but they're not bad. You know, resist the debuff, recover 2% health protection. Okay, it's not bad. Protection up for 20%. 20%. I think that was literally the same thing in the last set, but you know, it's fine. It's reused. Getting crit damage, crit chance, and offense up for 2 turns on basic is really good. That one's really good for both factions. And then when they gain tenacity up, they gain 10% protection up, stacking for 2 turns. That one's okay, but I think the basic one is probably the one you're gonna go with for most teams. Let's take a look at the factions real quick. Ufu's stacking defense, I think, is absolutely insane. I think that one's really nuts. The turn meter one, that's also a good one. The cooldown reduction below 50% health, not so much. Let's see. Target ally gain 5% stats. Yeah, that one's been around for a while, but Ufu's getting it. I think Ufu's had it before too. But that one's gonna be pretty good. Ufu's do special abilities, can riposte. That's also pretty good. That one's really good. Riposte, though, you only ignore protection on attack out of turns, so you gotta be very selective with that one. Ewoks, the only really good one in my opinion is the first one. When they attack out of turn, they stack offense, because with Nisa you do true damage. So obviously that true damage is going to the stacking offense is going to equate to stacking true damage. That's probably the only one I would roll with. Retribution possibly, but not really. When they stun an enemy, they gain speed. No. Yeah, you're just gonna... When they critically hit an enemy, you gain 10% offense for stacking 2 turns. Probably not. Alright, Imperial Trooper. When they inflict a debuff on an enemy, all Imperial Troopers gain crit damage. That one's really good. That one's really good. Because here's the cool thing. Gideon, when he throws out his Demoralize, you're automatically gonna get 20% crit damage for the whole team. Just for free. So that's kind of nuts. At the end of the turn, they recover protection. No, we don't want that. At the end of the turn, allies can... Nope, we don't want that either. Start of the turn, they get 400% offense. Offense equal to 400% of their current defense on the battle. Maybe for Stormtrooper in 3s, possibly, but I think in 5s you're gonna want the crit damage one. That's gonna be really crazy. Whenever an enemy is defeated, they take a bonus turn. Probably not. Not so much. Alright, Rebels. When they attack out a turn, they dispel all debuffs on themselves. Maybe. That might be really good for a Mon Mothma team. That might be really good for Mon Mothma and just Phoenix in general, too, I guess, because you're just going to dispel everybody all the time, as long as Rex is on the team. Whenever an ally start their turn with fewer than 2 debuffs, the allies gain 50% turn meter. That's a tough one. Fewer than 2 buffs. Maybe. You might be able to turn meter loop something, but it's hard for rebels not to get buffs. They're very buff oriented faction, and I mean with datacrons, I mean it's gonna be really tough. But I feel like you might be able to abuse that one quite a bit. Whenever allies damage all enemies with ability, they grant tenacity up for 2 turns to all allies. So AoEs are now tenacity up for the whole team. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. I think when you're looking at teams like Rolo, you know, we have Sana with Rolo and, you know, Cara Dune. That's pretty good. Also, the cool part is you could just have one rebel do an AoE and the whole team gets it. So I mean, that's kind of crazy. Like, you can throw Cara Dune on any team and it's like, oh, she's gonna be your tenacity up person from now on. At the start of each turn, non-galactic legend rebels allies have it's the reduced damage one, and then of course the infamous ability block cron returns for rebels. So rebels having ability block is going to be pretty good. Okay, so now for level 9s. I've kind of gone back and forth quite a bit on this list because originally I thought only the new characters got the good ones, and that's not true. There's actually some really good ones for some older characters, and we're going to go through those and talk about them. I actually think over half of these are good. Malicos, I'm not really going to go into it. He only gets 1. Obviously, you're probably just going to give it to him because it's going to make him better. He's going to get, you know, Edge of Madness, start of the battle, stacks of resilient defense, which is insane. That's just annoying as hell. The first time he gets 20 stacks of Edge of Madness, he gets a bonus turn. His cooldown's reset. So a little bit like his Omi, but you know, you can use it in TW now, so he's going to be pretty good. Whenever Fulcrum, whenever she gains a buff, all light side and dark side allies recover 20% health protection. So basically, when she copies all the buffs, she is going to be healing everybody for anywhere from like 12 to, I would say, 20% health protection, which honestly is not that bad, considering how frequently she does that and how often the Seer team heals. If she has 4 buffs or more at the start of her turn, she ignores taunt effects, and enemies defeated by her cannot be revived. So this is kind of a little bit like her TW Omi, but now in GEC she's going to be a little bit more of a threat. You know, she's probably always going to have more than 4 buffs. It's not hard for her to get. So she's going to be ignoring taunt, and then enemies defeated by her can't be revived. However, excuse me, if you have Malicos on the team and you have his Omis, they can't revive anyways, so Fulcrums, I wouldn't really... I would probably pick Malicos over Fulcrums, personally. I don't think Fulcrums is, I mean, the heal is nice, but they're not struggling with heals. Nisa. Now, this one I am 100% going to be hunting for, because I am investing on Ewoks right now. Ewoks gaining 10% offense, stacking for every buff on them, and Nisa gets crit damage, is kind of crazy whenever they attack out of turn. And it's not for 2 turns. The first time they'd be defeated, they get 100% health protection. So you have to kill Ewoks twice. And they're going to be stacking a lot of offense and crit damage. And like I said, Nisa allows them to do true damage. So I think Ewoks are going to be melting a lot of things in both TW and GEC. So I would... especially in 3s. Alright, Scout Trooper. This one looks really good. Whenever Scout Trooper inflicts a debuff, Scout Trooper Imperial Precision ability gains 6% bonus damage stacking to 300% till the end of the battle. Imperial Precision grants Imperial Trooper allies potency up for 1 turn, and Imperial Remnant allies gain offense up for 1 turn. It's good, guys. I'm still working on my Scout Trooper, but Scout Trooper, I've seen it like R7, R8, does mad damage. He is basically everything I have wanted for TIE Fighter Pilot that TIE Fighter Pilot never got. I mean, TIE Fighter Pilot's still like an average okay character. The damage is okay, but Scout Trooper really does a ton of damage. Okay, Leia Organa, and this is the new Galactic Legend. Second Wind heals an additional 50% health and protection. If Second Wind is dispelled from an ally, they recover 100% protection instead. So, oh, there's still more, sorry. This is not really well organized, Meathead. But, at the start of Leia's turn, if no allies had taunt effects, the healthiest other rebel ally taunts for 2 turns, most likely her. This effect can only happen once per battle. I don't think it's that good. like, it's okay, right? Like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not gonna say this is a bad one, but the next one is, I think, the one you're gonna want to get. Captain Drogan's. At the start of the battle, all rebel allies gain keen stratagem, and Captain Drogan takes a bonus turn, so he's gonna just melt somebody for free. All rebel allies gain 200% max health and are immune to ability block and fear until the end of their turn. What does that translate into? That basically translates into JML is screwed. The JML counter that's beating rebels right now, yeah, it's not going to work. They're immune to ability block and fear till the first turn, so... and the extra 200% max health is not for the rest of the whole battle. It's not. It's just until they take their first turn, and the reason they're doing that is because they want to make sure that none of the characters are going to get nuked right off the start. Like, everyone's going to get a turn 1. But Drogan taking a bonus turn at the start of battle is really frustrating. It almost feels like Cat killing somebody, but you know what I mean? Like, Cat just takes out one of your characters early in the battle. This kind of feels like that, but it's worse. Visas Marr. This one is good. This one is a must-have for every Starkiller team. This one is really, really good. Whenever another ally is defeated, she takes a bonus turn, and her cooldowns are reset. So what that translates into is, as long as she's at full health, doesn't have to be full protection. As long as she's at full health, if someone dies on your team, you bring them right back immediately, instant revive. That's pretty cool. I like that quite a bit. I think this is gonna make Starkiller actually really difficult to kill in TW. Just because you're gonna get that bonus turn, you're gonna get people reviving. Like, you almost have to go for Visas first. You have to knock her out because you can't just waste time reviving people over and over and over. Seer. Whenever Seer is an ability, they deal more damage equal to... why does this read so weird? They do more damage equal to their tenacity percentage, max 100%. I don't think this is good. I mean, she's doing more damage. Yeah, her big nuke might be better, but I think you still go with, like, Malicos, right? Like, I think you still roll with that one. This one may be okay in 3s, but even then, I think Malicos, Seer, and Cal are your triple threat in 3s. Chief Chirpa, when he attacks out of turn... No, we're not doing that. Chief Chirpa is bad. Wicket gains 15% turn meter and other allies use... No, we're not doing Wickets either. Those two are just bad. You're doing Nisa if you're doing Ewoks. Aiden. The first time she falls below 30% health, she dispels all debuffs on her cells, recover 40% health, and gains a bonus turn. So this is cool, but the thing with Aiden is she already has, like, a built-in savior mechanic into her kit. Like, you have to kill everyone else but her. And then she also does her... she does that buff where if they die while they have the buff, they revive. So this is kind of feels redundant, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of this one because, like, if you got Aiden by herself, chances are you probably won. I don't think an extra savior and an extra bonus turn is going to save you. Maybe in 3v3, maybe if you're going against an R7, R8 Aiden, maybe R9. But I'm going to skip this one. Colonel Starks. A lot of people were just like, Colonel Stark, whatever. No, this one is good, guys. This one is a sleeper. Okay? Take my word for it. Because Aura Singh had the same exact level 9, okay? The same one, and nobody talked about Aura Singh. Nobody did Aura Singh's datacron because the Bounty Hunter datacrons were kind of trash. They were really not that good. They were all pretty much just not good. I was really disappointed in CG. They could have been so creative with Bounty Hunters with the contracts and everything. They did it. But this one, I did get, and I was like, okay, I'll keep it. I use Aura in 5s. 10% crit damage, 10% defense penetration, and 10% offense stacking to 200% till the end of the battle whenever she critically hits, or whenever Stark. That's the same one. So you might be thinking, like, 10%, that's not a whole lot. Yeah, I agree. It's not a whole lot, but after 2 mass assists, one from Grief and 1 call to assist from Mando, hell, even Bosk sometimes a call to assist, she was putting out mad damage, guys. Like, disgusting damage, okay? Stark... obviously not a huge threat of a character, but I think Stark under Aiden, with Aiden's call to assist, with a random call to assist from Range Trooper or Range Trooper's unique triggering to call Stark randomly, I think that's where this datacron is going to shine the most. I mean, hell, you might even throw Stark under Veers. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like if you're doing Veers, you have Dark Trooper. Dark Trooper's going to do all the work for you. You don't need another damage dealer on that team. But Stark, I think Stark under Iden is going to be deadly, guys. I think once he gets going, you're in trouble. I think he's going to just lay people out. So don't skip out on this one. If you get the Stark one, as long as you have an R5 Stark, I would invest in some better mods in him, because obviously, like, you know, he's not a popular character at the moment, but I think it's really good. I think it's a really good one, and I'm actually going to go for it. And, you know, if I find anything with it, I will let you guys know. But like I said, just don't underestimate that 10%. It doesn't seem like much, but it's going to go pretty far. Next, Stormtrooper. Whenever Stormtrooper loses taunt, remove 50% turn rate from all enemies. Nope, we're not doing that. Rebel Officer Leia Organa, so Rolo. The first time she's defeated, she's around 100% health. Protection gains protection over time 75% for 2 turns. That takes a bonus turn. I actually am gonna go for this one. I actually like this one. I think if you set Sauna, I think if you set Sauna, this one's actually really good, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna steal banners. Slowly paint this scenario in your head. Sauna's gonna get rolled by like Tuskens or Bad Batch or something. You know what I mean? And then right before they win, or if they go for Rolo first, Rolo's usually not the first person you kill anyways on that team. She's going to come back and she's going to airstrike you at least one more time. So I think this is actually really good in 3v3. I think in 3v3 this is amazing. 5s, maybe not so much. Wedge Antilles. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've had this one before. That's why I have an R7 Wedge. Whenever an ally uses an ability, Wedge assists, dealing 50% more damage. Yeah, no, this is really good. This makes Wedge Han Chewie cracked. Wedge maybe under Leia is going to be a thing. I don't know, but you're probably going to go with the Drogan level 9, honestly. That Drogan level 9 is disgusting. No, the Wedge one's good. Really, really good. I think it's decent, and I'm glad to see it back, because it is a fun one. And I do like his lead. His lead's not bad. Saul Guerrera. Oh, man. I knew he was going to get one, but I'm like, man, I don't know what they can do to fix this kit. He has 5% max health. Okay, never mind. He just got the buffer one. Okay, so you got they literally, CG doesn't know what to do to make Saul good. So they're just giving him the Relic for fire level. Okay, that's amusing. Don't go for that one, guys. Admiral Akbar, when another ally attacks out of turn. Oh, I'm sorry. When another ally attacks during Akbar's turn, and Akbar and that ally gain 25% turn meter. It's not bad, right? It's not bad, but I would not prioritize it. I think this is one of those datacrons where, like, if you get it and you're done getting like your main ones, it's not bad. You can probably use it in 3s. I don't think you're going to use it in 5s at all, but in 3s, I think there's some use there. I think there's definitely some use for like a cleanup squad or something like that. So it's not bad. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, comment below on what you think about these datacrons. And if I've earned it, please leave me a subscribe. I really appreciate it. But this set is really cool. I think there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of different teams, and I'm looking forward to Conquest. Conquest, I know, has not been the best game mode in the game, but you know, I do get excited when there's a new datacron set. I think it is cool to see what people can come up with, because I think there's a lot of interesting things you can do with this set. Other than that, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.